Yokoso minasan. It is I, Sephiroth Sword 57, from the Fighting Streamers 2 single player. And today we're going to be... Where are the swordlings? My swordlings, where are you? Is anyone there? I haven't seen a single message. Is no one watching right now? Oh, there we go. Baso-san, yokoso. Konnichiwa. Witten-san, welcome. My day has been pretty good. Metaru-san, yokoso. Zebra-san, you too, welcome. Yes, my sonings, you have to say something in chat, otherwise I don't know if anyone's watching or not. But that's good. I see that some of you are present. Today I will be doing something I did this weekend, which was reacting to my old videos. Now for the last time I did this, I reacted to all my old timeline videos, the ones that are part of the Sephiroth Sword 57 show timeline. My drink of choice? Some iced tea. That's good. Yes. Pasta-san, yokoso. So, yes, like I said, I will be reacting to some clips, but they're not going to be from the timeline. These are videos that I made in the past, and there's quite... Oh, Atene-san, arigato for the super chat. That is Super Sugoi. Well, arigato. So yes, for the videos I'm going to watch, I've picked out quite a few. Some of them are reviews, and some of them are other type of videos. And some of them don't have a lot of views, because some of you swordlings haven't watched the videos. So, this might be one of you swordlings' first time watching some of these videos. There's quite a few of them, but the first one I think you recognize. This is going to be quite fun, and I'm going to start in about 10 minutes, just so that swordlings can show up in time so that they don't miss anything. So let's have a little chat before we get started. Now, just to reaffirm, yes, I am graduating. I will be graduating on Sunday at 2 p.m. Is the idea, though I might be starting a little bit earlier, but I think it's a good time to start a stream. Is at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I also have other things planned for this week. The rest of the streams I have. Tomorrow I will be starting an early stream. So some of you from the west part of the Western world might not be able to make it. In case you are asleep or at work or something like that. Because I will be starting the stream earlier. because it will be an outdoor stream. And it needs to be, for what I'm doing, it needs to be daylight. So it's gonna be an early evening stream for me. What made you decide to graduate as a VTuber, Sefsama? I got a new job. I said this on the stream yesterday, but I am getting I got a new job. Which means that I won't be able to perform my duties as a live-action VTuber while also working. So, me as a VTuber will disappear, but as a content creator, I will still be here. And the occasional streams as a normal streamer as well. Well, arigato. Yes, it's going to be... I got my new forklift job, so I should be good to go. Now, how many people here are... Is there anyone on Twitch? I've noticed I haven't gotten a lot of viewers from Twitch recently. Makes me wonder if I... Well, I'll keep streaming on both platforms for now. For the future, I don't know what it holds. Well, it's like I said before, I was only going to do this thing until I got a job. Did Square Enix finally approve you as Japanese and hire you? No, they have not. I wish they did. That would have been amazing. I think I would have been more excited if you surely would have noticed immediately. But that is a goal of mine. When I go to Japan, I want to start working at Square Enix as a game designer. I would love to work alongside Hironobu Sakaguchi and Nomura-san. Among others. Yoshi P would also be really cool to work with, I think. Maybe even Yoko Taro. A new forklift job sounds very uplifting. Yes. It's going to be... It's something that I'm good at, so I'm going to be doing quite well. Can you believe that this fly is still alive after all this time? Did you try applying for a job there? Yes, before I started this, I did send in applications to a lot of different game companies and also HoloLive as well, but they didn't reach back to me, any of them. That's what I did before and then I had to apply to other jobs here. I felt like with my YouTube channel, I would be able to land myself a job at Square Enix or any other place. I made sure to send my channel too. I've sent messages to Square Enix employees on Twitter through DMs. I think you and Akira Toriyama could work together on Chrono Trigger 2. Chrono Trigger 2 already exists. That is Chrono Cross. Now, Chrono Break would be really sugoi once they get back. That is something that I would like to bring to the table. Let's make Chrono Break. the cancelled project and bring in the classics. Hironobu Sakaguchi, Yuji Horii, Akira Toriyama, all of them. Could you imagine? And of course, me, as one of the lead designers. Being part of the dream team would be a dream come true. Do you think the fly is so resilient because it has been watching your martial arts training and practicing? Or that's no, there's no way. That's how would a fly know that? There's no way. Come on. It's just a fly. Have you shown them any gameplay from last Stream Central? Of course. I did send the whole playthrough. They do look for game designers, so that was one of them. I think Square is really missing an opportunity. No, I think the higher-ups have not seen me yet. It probably goes through some of those unknown people first, before it gets to the important, real game designers in the company. So I think I'm going to keep trying even now when I get a job. Alright, so let's see here. It looks like we are all gathered. For now. Shall we get started, my swordlings? We're going to take a look at quite a few. Now, it's not gonna be as long as the other one. And these clips aren't super long, actually. So, let's try and set this up. Yes, but I would like to see a Chrono Trigger sequel, like Final Fantasy X2, with the same characters. Maybe you can get the rights to other cool characters from anime, manga, and JRPGs in it. That would be cool. Oh, that's a good idea. It could be I see what you mean. That's a good idea, actually. Could you imagine? You could have... Okay, so imagine you play a sequel, and Magus could get a really cool backstory and more character development in it. Be one of the main characters. And since Square is Japanese, they could get anime and manga characters in it, especially with the art style of Akira Toriyama. They could add other jump characters in the new one. That would be a good idea. I think that's what people would like, actually, as well. What's your favorite video you have ever made? That's a hard question. I made many good ones. But my swordlings, we're getting off track here. We need to focus on the video. So let's pause the music. Can you swordlings see everything? I think you can. This should be good. Alright, so first off, we have the Dark Souls video. This is my second review on the channel, and it was one of, at the time, I think it still is the highest viewed video on the whole Sephiroth Sword 57 channel. And a bunch of dislikes from fanboys on the video. So let's get started. Let's see how well this one holds up.
There's this new video game franchise that is getting a lot of praise from all over the world.
Hmm.
And it's known to be brutally hard. Hi, I'm Sephiroth Sword 57, and this is Dark Souls.
Oh, that's right. I need to skip the intro, my swordlings. Because the last time it actually copyrights claimed, and it demonetizes the last stream, so I need to skip the intro. Oh. Okay, I think we're good.
So this is the character I made for this specific playthrough. She is designed after one of my favorite anime characters.
By the way, as you can see, I made a female Kakashi from Naruto. So, well, that was, I don't know how many people noticed that, because I never saw any comments commenting it out at the time, and I still haven't gotten any comments on it, so I thought I would point it out as a little trivia.
I have to say, the graphic looks pretty nice for a game from 2011. But look at my character.
Oh.
This isn't even remotely close to the character I created. Wow, we're getting off to a good start. When it comes to combat, this game is pretty boring. You can attack with a light and a heavy attack. And you can also guard. But that's pretty much it.
So it's pretty much like every other game they've made. They all play the same.
Another thing that bugs me is the absence of music. In a game like Devil May Cry 3, you get this awesome cutscene, and then the game throws you right into the action, with Tetsuya Shibata's incredible music rocking in the background. It gets you pumped, it gets you excited. This, however, is not exciting.
Yes, it isn't.
So I get to the first boss, but I can barely do any damage. So I thought to myself, wow, this is pretty hard. And when I died, I have to start all over again from the prison cell. So I turned to Google to find some help, and it turns out I'm not supposed to fight him quite yet, and that there was a hidden door in the boss room. Why didn't the game just tell me that? So I escaped through the door and found myself a shield and a decent dagger. After a bit of exploring, I tried going up these stairs. Artificial difficulty.
Yes.
So I had to walk.
So, as you can see, I don't think I talk about it straight up, but this is just bad game design, what they're doing. When you're fighting a boss, you're supposed to put your focus on the boss, but instead they made it so that you run away from the boss, and you feel discouraged, and you feel shameful for running away from a boss fight. I don't think that's a very healthy thing to do to your players, to make them run away. Now, I'm sure most Westerners would be okay with this, though, so maybe it works for Westerners, but for normal people, no, it's just bad.
All the way back where I died. And there I found this knight, close to his death. He gives me a potion and a key, which lets me continue on. Now, I walked through this wall of fog and ended up back in the boss room. But there was no way for me to get down there, and I couldn't go back through the fog. And then this happens. More artificial difficulty. What was the purpose of that section? The only thing I could do is walk off the edge and lose some health. But I'm lucky that I have the potion that I got from the knight. What the hell? I can't even describe how slow the healing animation is. And you can't even move while you drink the potion. Would that happen in real life?
No, it wouldn't.
In a good game, healing is instant and you can get right back into the action. But the healing in this game makes you wait, like waiting for a never-ending turd to make a touchdown. So after many tries and a lot of frustration, I finally managed to beat him. And I'm not even satisfied. So now
Of course it's not satisfying. Because the game tells you to run away from the boss to begin with. So it's not satisfying to play once you get back there, because you feel like you have cheated to begin with.
the tutorial starts. What was the point of all that stuff earlier? What were they thinking? And now they tell me I could level up at these bonfires. They could have told me that earlier when I needed it the most. So the game...
So yeah, I think I noticed a few things. I'm not clear on specific things. Like, I said, for example, this would have been useful if I knew about it before, which means that I could have leveled up before the boss, so the boss fight could have been more, well, in line with what it was supposed to be considered a normal gameplay. So that's what I meant, but knowing about it when I needed it the most.
Obviously wants you to go over here, where the point of interest is over by the broken building, right? No, you just die. So instead I tried this elevator and ended up in this place called New London, where I got encountered by immortal ghosts and died. So, where the hell am I supposed to go? The bad level design just confused me, so I had to turn to Google for a second time, and apparently you're supposed to go up these hidden stairs along the cliffside.
Okay, so let's talk about this. This is what in the game design industry we call the illusion of choice. Now Dark Souls pretends that it's an open world game where you can choose different paths to go, but in reality you actually can't, and you have to go this path. So, once again, badly designed and trying to trick the player as well. This is worse than I remember, actually. Looking at this again, wow. Yeah, this is terrible. What an awful game.
And now the normal enemies are super easy. Just look. Wasn't this game supposed to be challenging? The boss battle was close.
The balance is awful.
But the normal enemies die like flies. Some more bad game design. This should have been more balanced. And
yes.
What is this? A dragon shows up and I don't even get to fight it. Come on now, this is really starting to tick me off. Now, I wasn't very satisfied with my current weapon, so I once again turned to Google to see if I could find a cooler weapon. As we all know, katanas are known to be the most efficient and deadly weapon throughout history.
Yes.
So I was pleasantly surprised to find this weapon called Uchigatana. Let's try this bad boy out. But what is this? The weapon is a huge disappointment. Despite its looks, the damage is so low that even the dagger do more damage. I'm not really that surprised though. A good katana in a western setting is just too good to be true. This game has no respect for Japanese culture. Anyway, so I got to this enemy here and I got killed. Up to this point the game has...
Yes, they give you you can tell the passive-aggressive nature of the developer with that, right? You can tell that they hate Japan and its culture, and they're making fun of it by adding weapons that would be considered top tier and good, and make them bad on purpose. Which doesn't make sense. It just objectively doesn't make sense, but they did it anyway.
It's been a cakewalk, but apparently some stupid game designer thought it was a good idea to place this enemy here. What a load of horse shit. You are not tricking me this time, game. So I made it to the second boss, and once again the game decides to throw this horribly unfair garbage at you. This is where I draw the line. So, to sum it all up, Dark Souls is not a good game. Sure, the graphics were pretty nice, and the music that played during the boss battles were really intense.
Well, the reason why that is, I didn't mention it in the video, but the soundtrack for this game was actually made by Motoi Sakuraba, also known for making the music in the Tales series, and also games like a lot of JRPGs, Valkyrie Profile, and so on. He's made music in a lot of really Sugoi games. Star Ocean? Come on. Of course the music is gonna be good. Although, this soundtrack, I've listened to it afterwards, after knowing that he made it, and it is one of his, I would say, least good soundtrack. So, if you wanna go listen to it, that's fine, but you can tell immediately when you listen. It's just not on par with the other good ones.
But that does not make up for the bad level design,
No.
horrible balance difficulty, and bland gameplay.
Yes,
I
you're
have
right.
no idea how people can like this game. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, evening, morning, or day. Bye.
Bye. Oh, my swordlings. Wow, we're jumping right into it. Oh, let's take a minute. Well, you probably heard what that was. Well, let's take a minute to appreciate my second review on the channel. And, well, it still holds up. There are a few things I would add to it, and by that I mean I want to briefly explain some things better in the, or not better, but in more detail than I would back then. Now I would definitely be able to make, if I did this video today, it would be slightly better, but all the points would still be the same. Now, the next video we're going to watch. Well, you shortlings aren't talking very much. Let me know what you think. What did you think of my Dark Souls review? Do you still think it holds up to this day? Well, obviously it does, but how do you feel about it now that you've played more Souls games that are pretty much exactly the same? Let me take a drink. You looked like Sasuke back then. Well, I did model myself after anime characters, and I still do. Back then, I wanted the long hair so that I could do cool hair, do hairstyles like that. Yokoso, welcome. It has aged like fine wine. Well, that's good to hear. Very Sugoi review. Arigato, Pasta-san. And, well, since we're gonna keep going, this will be a short one. Some of these videos will be pretty short, so we might be getting through this pretty quickly. I will be making pauses and making some points and such. This is a commentary after all. But let's take a listen. This one I can't interfere with. Let's listen to this one. Cultivate your hunger before you idealize. Motivate your anger, make them all realize. Climbing the mountain, never coming down. Breaking to the contents, never falling down. My knee is still shaking like I was 12, sneaking out the bathroom by the back door. My man let me watch so, but I didn't care. Bathing is wasting for people like me. Don't cry, cause you're so right. Don't cry, cause you're so right. Don't cry with face or fears, cause you will hate yourself in the end. Don't cry, you look so wise. Don't cry, cause you're so right. Don't cry with fake or fears, cause you will hate yourself in the end. You say dreams are dreams, I ain't gonna play the fool anymore. You say, cause I still got my soul. Take your time, baby, darkness falling down. Teach yourself and teach yourself before you gloom. Places of fear being shadow of nothing. Shadow of nothing. But you are saying there's only a sweet way to the point you see. Don't try to look so wise. Don't try, this is so right. Don't try with fakes or fears, cause you will hate yourself in the end. 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 You will hate yourself in the end. So, gomenasai, my sorlings. I couldn't help but join in. But that's okay. Yes, that was my cover of that was my cover of Wind, the first ending to Naruto, which is a classic, and I'm sure you remember well. I'm doing my best not to cry. Oh, arigato. Well, yes, don't cry yet. It's too early for that. That was my first cover ever on my channel. Now, I have done covers in the past, of course, on my own, in my private life, but this was the first public one that I made. And it turned out really well. It sounds great. And a lot of swordlings was surprised when I released this. They were like, whoa, Chef-sama is a really good musician. And yes, I have been writing and doing music since I believe I was 12 when I started learning instruments and singing a lot. So I've been doing it before I became Sephiroth Sword 57. So I think that's important to bring up. Now, you might be wondering, hey, Sephiroth Sword 57, where is the City Escape cover? Shouldn't that be on here as well? Well, there was also a cover, but I used the music from Crush 40. And as you know, they make their own music, so those videos get copyright claimed. So I couldn't choose any of my covers that doesn't use original music. A full-on cover I couldn't do. So, well, Chef, I'm a big fan of your Devil Trigger cover. Well, who knows? Maybe we will get to that. But speaking of covers, next on the list I'm going in chronological order, by the way. So Dark Souls video, and the next I wanted to show off was the cover of Wind. And it turned out that the next video is also a cover. Now this one, a lot of swordlings actually don't bring up, even though I consider this to be a classic. Now I'm not going to sing on this one. I'm gonna let you enjoy this, my swordlings. Okay, so take a listen. Oh.
読んでいる胸のどこか奥でいつも心躍る夢を見たい悲しみは数えきれないけれどそのも声できっとあなたに会える繰り返す過ちなそんな旅人はただ青い空の青さは知る果てしなく道は続いて見えるけれどこの両手は光を抱けるさよならの時の静かな胸ゼロになる体が耳を覚ませる生きている不思議死んでいく不思議稲も風も街もみんな同じララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララ la. Oh, 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 oh. La 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 la.
Oh, well, my swordlings, that was, it's a very nice song. Hold on, I'm not gonna play it again, of course, but that was my cover of Itsumo Nande Demo from Spirited Away, which is a classic. It's a big classic. Most of you have probably heard it. Oh. Yes, come nasai, my swordlings. Well, that was a really good one. How many of you swordlings remember that one? Or have you not heard it before? I would like to know. If any of you swordlings see something here that you haven't seen, let me know in chat, because I'm very curious. I know a lot of you swordlings are from the time back then when I made these videos and have been watching me since. But I would like to know if there are any newer ones. Chef, I love your outfit. You wear it better than the character does. Oh my, Akatsuki? Which character? Which member? Now I believe this specifically was Itachi, which is my favorite character of all time. because you got some accessories with it that belong to him as well. But all Akatsuki members have this robe or similar. But yes, that was my second cover that I wanted to show. And it is very good. I don't have any complaints about these covers. They're great. I don't think I could do them any better now. Because when I recorded them, I did my absolute best to make sure that they were as Sugoi as possible. So if I did it now, I could probably add some instruments and stuff, but overall, it's just a naturally good sounding cover that it's just great overall. I really enjoyed the filler episodes of Naruto, despite popular opinion. Yet filler episodes are Super Sugoi. Westerners usually skip them because they don't actually enjoy the show and they're trying to race to the finish instead of actually enjoying the show. Have you heard how many people who complain about... There's so many people complaining about One Piece that, oh no, it has over 1,000 chapters. I will never read all of that. Well, start reading. You're going to be enjoying it from the moment you start reading, you baka. What is this mindset? Do you need to finish it as quickly as possible? What kind of mindset is that? Take your time and enjoy all the arcs for what they are. Maybe you just read the first 3 or 4 arcs and then maybe you have a little break. You don't have to read all of it at once. What kind of mindset is that? It's so weird. I don't understand what's wrong with people like that. Some people just don't have time, I guess. I guess they just don't want to enjoy things and want to rush through it. Do you swordlings understand why? I'm sure you've seen it before. Chef-sama, how many of the Akatsuki do you think you could beat in a 1v1 duel? I mentioned this question before, but I have access to all the different universes. I have my own universe. I have access to Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball, JRPGs like Final Fantasy VII, and I have so much inspiration to add to my fighting style. Meanwhile, Akatsuki, they only have stuff from Naruto. I think my question is pretty easy to explain. I don't think I need to go any further than that. You would know the outcome of that. Otto-san, yokoso. Do you prefer original FMA anime or Brotherhood? Both. They're equally as Sugoi. What type of hat? Well, I've been wearing this hat for many, many years. But it is one of my favorite. I bought it in a store way back when. I don't know what the name of the store... I don't think it exists anymore, actually. But anyway. My swordlings, let's move on. There is another video we're gonna watch. So, let's take a look.
There is nothing as immersive than taking on the role of a katana-wielding masculine hero.
But today, my loyal swordlings, the male gender is not in our focus.
As our adventure unfolds, we cannot forget about our kawaii companions that make the journey more exciting. Whether they are funny, adorable, or have nice personalities,
if you know what I mean,
they are always welcomed in our party. After a lot of research, I managed to pick out the 5 female characters that stand out the most in video games.
Hi. I'm Sephiroth Sword 57, and these are the top 5 female characters in video games.
Number
Now this is the research I did at the time. Remember, my swordlings, a lot of games has been released since, and those games can obviously not be, those females from those games can obviously not appear on this list. You have to think of it at the time when it was released. This was just an objective list, not my personal favorites, an objective list made from research. So, let's continue.
Number 5. Miracle Shamlock. Star Ocean 4. Miracle
That's right.
is cheerful and funny, and she possesses all of my favorite character traits. Designed by Enami Katsumi, who did some clever design choices to capture her gung-ho spirit. She's armed with sharp claws, which together with her ears and tail almost make her cat-like. Finishing up with tight purple clothing, which exposes her tummy, makes this a perfect design. Number 4.
That's good.
Eifu-chan, Hyperdimension Neptunia. Eifu-chan is a fair-skinned young girl with beautiful green eyes and waist-long brown hair. She is voiced by Kana Ueda, who truly brings this character to life. She also voiced Sophia Sherberg from Sugar Bunnies, which is a super kawaii and funny anime from 2007. She also makes the voice of Rika Ueda in the anime adaptation of Camphor, which aired in Japan between October and December of 2009 on TBS.
I recommend that you check them out.
Eifu-chan also uses claw-like weapons to defeat her enemies. It's her headstrong and serious attitude that gives her this well-deserved spot on the list. Number 3. Hatsune Miku. As we all know, this beautiful girl is not only a well-written video game character, but she is also a very talented pop singer, making her number 3 on this list.
That is a very good choice, actually. She's not only known for being a video game character, but in all kinds of different media. That's a really good choice.
Number 2. Ayane, Dead or Alive. Fighting games have some of the toughest females around, and Ayane is no exception. This Konoichi ninja girl female warrior is as deadly with her Tanto blade as she is with her fists. This girl's mind is as sharp as her body, so you better think twice before inviting her over for sake on a Japanese evening. And that is why she takes the number 2 spot on the list. Number 1.
This is a good one.
All the characters from Senran Kagura Estival Versus. I know what you swordlings are thinking. Wow, did Seth-sama totally nail the number 1 spot on the list? I mean, what's better than one Konoichi girl? How about a whole cast of them? Yes, this game is filled to the brim with awesome female characters. In this game, we have girls like Hibari, Asuka, Yumi, Miyabi, Katsuragi, Murakumo, Hikage, Ryona, Minori, and many more. If you don't know what kind of girl you like, you are bound to find at least one here, since this game is full of well-written and awesomely designed female characters, making this game Super Sugoi, and that is why Senran Kagura Estival Versus take the number 1 spot.
Now, that's it for this top 5 list. I hope you really enjoyed that, my swordlings. See you later. Have a good night, evening, morning, or day. Mosh mosh!
Well, it is really that is a really good number 1. Do you still agree with the number 1 spot now that some time has passed? Now, if I did this today, it would be a very different list. I can tell you that. I would have to do some research to figure out what the list would be now, though. Well, it wouldn't be too far off. There are still some changes that would be made. Yes, I don't do top 5 stuff that much anymore. But You never know. Okay. Well, that's the end of the video. Yes, it's only... They only show off... Okay. The other videos. YouTube had this system back in the day where you can put annotations in your video so people can click links. They removed that feature even though it was great. Now, and they replaced it with some garbage that people doesn't actually use. But anyway. Do I look tired? No, I'm not tired. I'm doing just fine. Anyway, that was my top 5 female characters in video games. A good video, a pretty good list, I would say. So, what could the next one be? I don't have a lot else to add to this, but I'm sure you swordlings got some good recommendations at least, if you didn't know before. Okay. So this was a pretty important video, and this one I might pause to talk about some stuff, but in this one I mentioned stuff from other. At the time when this was made, I do make reference to anime and TV shows that aren't current anymore, I believe. So we should get into this. I love the director's cut on your videos. I've seen the mind behind the action explain his thoughts. Well, that's what these streams are for. It's not just for enjoying the videos on their own, because then any of you sorters can just go and watch them. So, but yes, so this one is anime versus TV, where I compare the two to show why the other one is better. So, let's get started.
Ohio, my swordlings. What's up? Today's video is gonna be philosophical and mind-opening to a lot of you, especially new followers and you low-ranked swordlings. This is something that has been on my mind for a while now. So grab your snacks, open your minds and your chakra flow, because you're in for quite a ride.
This intro is really cool. I know you hate Souls games, but what's your opinion on Elden Ring? Haven't played it. It looks like crap garbage. This is music from Phantasy Star 4, the Phantasy Star 4 opening.
So, what defines anime? Well, this may be a tricky question for some, since a lot of Westerners have tried to copy anime. Shows such as Castlevania, Ruby, and Airbender are not actually anime. They are children's cartoons with anime aesthetics. Adult gullible viewers watch these shows thinking they are actually cool. But fooling young and old into watching a show to make money is not the Japanese way. Anime is all about culture, story, content, and well-written characters. Just watch Feito Sutei Naito and you will know exactly what I mean. Now, let's take a look at some popular stuff that's on TV, and I'll show you why anime is more interesting. and Super Sugoi. Let's take a look at...
Okay. So yes, so in this video I compare it to similar anime. I take these Western shows and I just compare it to something that's similar yet better. And you should be just watching the Japanese version. So let's get started. Let's see what the first one is. And yes, it's right. A lot of Westerners copy anime and think and use the style to make money. Very foolishly and disrespectful. It's because they aren't confident in what they're doing, and they have no interest in actually making art. They just want to make money. That's why these Westerners do this. Now, let's see what I'm about to talk about here.
At Game of Thrones.
Oh yes, that's right. This thing.
A fantasy series featuring dragons, ice zombies, magic, and some boring characters with snooze-inducing dialogue. But Sephiroth Sword 57, you have to watch the whole first season to understand what the show is going for. Oh, I see what you're desperately trying to convey. But here is my counterpoint.
Yes! Now we're talking.
Yes, my swordlings. Attack on Titan doesn't mess around. Like most anime, you only need to watch the awesome opening to see what AOT is all about. While Game of Thrones has these boring characters talking about CGI dragon and magic, Attack on Titan skips all the XO bullshit and jumps straight into the action. Attack on Titan is also available on PlayStation 4. You might have also heard of a show called The Walking Dead.
Yes, why watch that? Apparently, I also heard that the Game of Thrones thing, that everyone hates it now anyway. So, apparently the ending was garbage. So, now you know, you can just read or watch Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan is also available on PlayStation 4. You might have also heard of a show called The Walking Dead, who tries to mimic a manga and a live-action anime, with zero success in Japan. That's because Westerners don't understand zombies and how they work in a fictional environment. Zombies cannot save you from boring characters and story. But Sephiroth Sword 57, I like zombies, and I want something awesome to watch. What do you recommend?
Here we go.
Well, that is a good question. And here's my answer. High School of the Dead. Wow, that is what I'm talking about.
Remember this one, my swordlings?
And well-written characters. Shoji Sato, the creator of this anime, also worked together with Koshi Rikudo, the creator of the comedy manga Excel Saga, which is one of my favorites. Another one of these popular shows that I keep hearing about is the abominable snooze fest that is Orange is the New Black. These Western shows never seem to understand the potential a prison setting has for some sugoi slapstick comedy.
Yes!
Like, for example, Prison School, with its unique take on the prison genre, taking place in a school environment. Comparing these two shows, Prison School has more humor, a great opening, a better female cast, and a heartwarming love story. There is no question about it. Good job, Japan Creative Staff Studio. The evidence that anime is superior to TV is everywhere. One of the popular shows of all time, Seinfeld, has only a puny 180 episodes. Now compare that to One Piece's 800 plus episodes of content.
See, this was back when One Piece only had around 800 something episodes. Now, if you compare it to that Seinfeld show, One Piece has about 10 times the content. Now, why would you waste time with Seinfeld?
Not to mention, it's still going. Speaking of content, Firefly is a show that people are obsessed with. It takes place in space and was cancelled. Deal with it. But what about Bleach? That was also cancelled for some reason. My theory is that the Western film industry, with their habit of cancelling projects to build up hype, poisoned the Japanese into cancelling the Bleach anime. The difference here though is that I can continue the awesome Bleach experience through the manga, and you can't. Another
right.
really boring thing that people tend to watch on TV is sports. Why do people watch this? Due to the restriction of the physical reality, you can't see or understand what's going on in these ball games. But don't worry, my swordlings. Anime is here to save you. There are a ton, and I mean a ton, of great anime based on sports. The reason why these animes are so superior to the live action ones is because you get all these cool angles and a story to back it up.
If you look at sports on TV, you don't get any cool or interesting cinematic angles at all. It's all just zoomed out and you can't even see what's going on. You have to have people tell you what's going on. That must be the most boring thing in the world to watch. Now, of course, this is different from stuff like, let's say, martial arts. Watching sumo on TV is actually really good because they can get close and you can see all the details. But for stuff like those ball games,
like Sena Kobayakawa, Makunoichi Ippo, Kirino Shiba, Sayaka Miyata, and Hikaru no Go, I don't care about this Brett Hole guy. Now this last thing I'm gonna talk about is probably a little bit embarrassing for some. But since I'm an experienced grown-up and represent the Japanese community here in the West, it's important that I clear up this misunderstanding. My swordlings.
Okay, so it's gonna get a little... I think I mentioned it in this video as well, but if you are under the age of 18, you cannot watch this part. So I'm gonna wait a few seconds and make sure that you mute and go away for a few minutes and then come back. Okay? If you are under the age of 18, that is. Let's continue.
Porn and hentai are totally different things. You swordlings under the age of 18 are not old enough and should turn this video off. Don't worry, your day will come. Thank you for watching. Now, I know a lot of you already know this, but it needs to be said. So what do I mean with porn and hentai being completely different? Think about it. Porn starts with a guy on his daily job. This could be a pizza delivery guy, a plumber, or a yoga instructor, also known as a yoki, on his way to help a customer, who just happens to be female. And there you go. They start having sexual intercourse, and that's about it. So what do we know about these characters? What characters? They have no backstory, which makes you not care for these characters at all. There's no motivation, which makes the sex scene feel out of place. And with horrible voice acting, what is there to enjoy? Now, let's compare that to something out of the hentai genre. Which one should I pick? How about something that you swordlings have already seen? Bible Buraku. This is an old school classic about Taki Minase, an academy student who stumbled upon the book.
This is a classic.
Bible Buraku, which leads to a lot of occult things in this romantic horror. We also have Minase's childhood friend, Kurumi Imari, who wakes up Minase every morning. She knows everything about Minase, and she is also a black belt holder in Shorinji Kempo, and is very tough. She is also good at cooking, and takes care of Minase when Yukiko is away. I don't want to spoil the story any further, but as you can see, I've only described 2 of the cast members, and we already have an interesting setup for a romantic comedy with a spooky twist. Hentai is not all about the sexual content. but
That's
they
right.
use the sexual content as a vehicle for creating an interesting tale. Hentais also have females of every kind, all representing classic character traits such as the kawaii dandere, the fierce tsundere, the exotic kemono mimi, the feline nekomusume, and the adorable dojiko. As you can see, hentai is no different than anime. It just adds another layer of entertainment. For grown-ups, of course. So there we go. I hope you learned something today.
Yes,
And be sure to subscribe for some similar content in the future. This has been Sephiroth Sword 57. I hope you have a good night, evening, morning, or day.
Well, I don't have anything to add. That was perfect. I would not do this any different than I did before. This yes, that was good. I'm sure you swordlings feel the same as well. This is why hentai is superior to porn in every way. Because, well, everything is just better. Writing, characters, art style, voice acting, music. Wow. Everything is just better. And even and you can just enjoy, some people might even enjoy it just for the story of itself, since they are so well written. And that's how you should be viewing it. You shouldn't view it as something as foul and gross as Western porn. Or what you should be viewing it as is anime that has some adult themes in it. That's how you should be viewing it, always. Hindu-san, yokoso, konnichiwa. So, yes, this video holds up incredibly well, especially this last part. I believe I made this in 2018, so it's been a couple of years since I done this one. It's wow, yes, I don't have anything to add. This was good. What is the next one?
Konnichiwa, my swordlings. Today, me and Joachim are going out hiking. We've been wanting to go on a trip for a long time now, and this summer we're finally gonna do it. And I thought it would be a good idea to bring you swordlings with us. Now, let's go pick up Joachim.
Okay,
That's
my
right.
swordlings. So, Joachim is right over there. It's 8 a.m. and he thought we would meet up at the store. But I've been following him from his home, so let's prank him a little bit, okay? Okay? Oh, hi, Joachim. Oh, by the way, you have a really cool shirt on. Look at that.
It's an Eva shirt. You see?
Oh yeah, I thought you would like it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Evangelion shirt.
Yeah, it's cool. Really sugoi. Oh no, Joachim, it's fine. I'm the one who's gonna get the food, so
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna be fine. You don't have to. No problem. You can carry the stuff if I buy the food. How about that?
Okay.
Fine. Sounds good. Okay, here we go, Joachim. Right here. So
There we go.
which one do you want? Which flavor do you want?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Right. Ikaw, Joachim. right over here, Joachim.
What? But wait. Shouldn't we follow the trail?
Joachim, we're exploring. We're hiking. Come on.
Yes.
Come on now. Come.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Now we're out here in the nature. It's a nice weather today, wouldn't you say, Joachim?
Yeah, it's
really nice.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
So yes, me and Joachim we haven't done it in a while, but we usually went on hiking trips together. And during this one, I decided to bring a camera so we could record and document our findings. We used to do this a lot. Joachim have not. He's been busy, so he has not been able to do it for a few years now. But it was. It was a good time, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
Should I take the camera?
Yeah, sure. You can.
Okay. All right. Oh, wow. Look at this, Joachim. It's beautiful. What?
Yeah.
Could you stand over there?
What?
Could you stand over there? If I can.
Joachim is not. I have to say, Joachim is. He can do. Joachim is a bit shy on camera. I'm sure you Swordlings don't notice it that well, but he is pretty shy. I can notice that as someone who's known him for a long time, and I told him here that he should do an interesting pose, but he could have tried a little bit better, I think.
Okay, great. Now it's my turn. It's my turn.
What?
Yeah, it's my turn. So now it's, you try that. Okay, yeah. So from over there, pan it in over like I did.
Okay. Second. Okay.
Well, that's more like it.
It's done.
Go, let's do it. Oh, that's cool.
By the way, Joachim, how about this one? How about this one? そして集いしスターダスト役目の目覚めに終われ
I don't know that song.
Oh. Okay, alright.
Oh, do you recognize this place?
It's nice, Joachim. Yeah. Do you think you can... how's the water? Can you check the water? Can you see any water? Is it hot? Is it okay to...
No, it's very cold.
Oh, okay. Alright. Wow. Wow. Alright, Joachim. So, it's time for dinner. So, I brought all the stuff with me. I have this one. We can cook some water in here, and then we can make the ramen that way. What do you think?
Yeah. Do you have a?
Yes, Pekka-san, this is where I did my outdoor stream. I hiked all the way there for my stream last week. That's right. You Swordlings have alright, yes. And I'm actually going there tomorrow as well. It will take a little while for me to travel there, because it is a little while to walk. But it's a great place for martial arts. as I noticed last time. I've been there a couple of times as well. It was a little cold last time, though.
Lighter.
No. I didn't brought a lighter with me. But we can make. We're in nature right now. We can make a fire on our own, right?
No, I don't think.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yes, I've done this before.
We can make it work. It's no
You can see that Joachim is not very confident overall. He's very easy to give up right here. But
Look, not a problem. Come on.
the thing is, it's a good thing we have ramen with us, especially Nissin ramen, and you will see why.
Let's start.
How do we start?
Okay. Why don't you try this one? I think you're pretty skilled at this. Yeah, give it a try. Come on, try that. I think you're pretty good. Hold on. You can tell me if you're able to start, if anything happens.
Look at this. Yeah, she doesn't really try.
Should I go and buy a lighter?
No. We can eat anyway. It's not a problem. You can eat. You don't have to cook these. You don't need no water for this.
That's right. Do you sure think I do that all the time.
It's really good that way. It's like a snack.
Okay, it's filming.
Okay. So, what you can do is that you actually don't need water for these. Because these are already prepared, as you can see. Look at this. So you don't even need water.
Okay.
I can eat them like this. I usually eat them like this sometimes.
Okay.
So yeah. You can have this one. So you can have this one. So and I can have this. So
yeah. Okay.
It's pretty good, right, Joachim? It's pretty nice. Well, it
is a little messy, but it's really good.
It's fine. It's fine. We will get enough energy. It's okay. So, did you bring anything to drink?
This is also really... So Joachim didn't bring anything to drink, and when you're going hiking, you need stuff to drink. It's very... It's very strange, I think. I wonder why he did that.
Joachim?
You need to hydrate more.
No. Really? Okay. So, when I'm done here, it was a pretty nice dinner.
Yes, now you get to actually to
Alright.
see.
Oh, are you done?
Yeah, I recorded some.
Okay. By the way, Joachim, listen to this.
What are you reading?
It's Persona 4 for the PlayStation 2. I'm reading the instruction booklet, and listen to this. Kanji Tatsumi, a first-year student at Yasakami High. It's rumored that in middle school he defeated an entire gang on his own. He's since garnered a reputation as a notorious punk. Doesn't this make you want to play Persona 4 more?
Yeah, I played 5 and that was good.
Oh yeah, you would love 4 definitely. He's one of the main characters, so
Do you have
Yeah.
games with you?
uh,
Is this like the Vita or something?
no, this is a PlayStation 2. I said it was for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, but don't.
But you should definitely, if you can get your hands on Persona 4 Golden for the PS Vita, I would definitely tell you to get that one.
Yes.
It's an updated version of this.
But what did you bring?
Oh, it's something to read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some old boats. And there's the camp. And there's stuff. Yeah. Well, it's getting a little bit late, so yeah.
Joachim could really.
Joachim.
Let's see. Joachim could really bulk out by holding out of that water if he consumed more sodium. For example, from the broth of his delicious nishin. No, it's ramen, not noodles. But yes, he didn't eat very much. It seems like I don't remember from the video what it looks like. It doesn't look like he ate much of that. So I don't know.
I brought more than just games. I brought some manga with me.
Oh.
I have some more here, but I got Battle Royale.
Is that
You haven't read the manga?
it's the same as the movie?
Yes, it's the movie is based off the manga.
Okay.
Well, you should give it a read then.
Oh, okay.
Definitely, that's the first volume. You should read that. And I'm gonna be reading some Trigun. Really Sugoi stuff. So no, Joachim, but you've read manga before.
Oh, okay.
You read it?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
It's from yeah.
Can't read it from the wrong. That's right. Let's see. So I've been reading before. So let's see. What
This does take me back quite a bit. This is really nice. So you share books, but not. Well, that was mine that I bought with me. Joachim should have brought his own stuff to drink.
did I stop?
I already own these books, so that's fine. And or manga, to be specific.
Oh yeah, it was right. Okay. So what do you think, Joachim? Well, do you like it?
Yeah, it's kind of like the movie.
It's good, right? Yeah. Oh, Joachim, what are you looking at?
Oh, it was.
What is this? My surely look at this. Look what Joachim is looking at. Wow, Joachim. Hentai. Okay, that's right.
But that was a great moment. Oh. I can't stop laughing at that. Joachim looking at that. Yes, this is a classic video.
I'll go for a walk.
Okay, okay. Want you want some snacks, Joachim?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Joachim was look.
Vänta lite Joachim, vänta. Right, Joachim, let's check out the water over here. We have some boat. Oh, watch out, watch out. Yes, we have some boats here. It's really nice. Yes, okay. Are you gonna check the water here? Is the water? Maybe the water is better here.
Nah, I think it's the same.
Think so? Oh, oh, hey. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Alright. My shortlings. Check this one out. Check this. Oh, Joachim. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh wow, Joachim, that was so funny. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Wait. What? So, did you have? I think you can put it in rice when you get home tomorrow. It will be fine. That was really funny though. So, but yeah, put it in some rice when you get home tomorrow. It will be fine. It will be fine. Why, my swordlings? It's 5 p.m. right now, and it's the sun has just come up, and it's nighttime is over. Unfortunately, Joachim had to go home last night because he was cold. So, but I slept out here in the yes. So nice here right in the morning like this. Well, I think I'm gonna have some more ramen and some more snacks from yesterday, and then I'm gonna be heading home. So, yes, I'll see you shortly instead. Oh, there we go. I'm finally at home. Unfortunately, Joachim lost his glasses yesterday, but I think his phone will be all right. Anyway, this has been a Super Sugoi time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, evening, morning, or day.
That was a great time. That was really fun. So that was me and Joachim's hiking video from, I believe it was 2018. It was a while ago, actually. Was his phone okay? I don't know. The water made him cold? No, it gets pretty chilly at the evening. So, and Joachim was not really prepared. He wasn't really dressed for the cold, it seemed like. He wasn't prepared in general. He didn't have anything to drink. He was not prepared to make a fire. And he didn't have proper clothing on. So I didn't really understand why for this, when we did this hiking, why he wasn't prepared. He has been before. He had shirts, extra shirts, and a lot of other things with him. So I don't really get it. I don't know why he was like this for this one. And maybe he just forgot, maybe. But yes, that was my hiking video with Joachim. How was it sleeping alone in the wilderness? I do it sometimes. It's really nice. Did you have a towel if someone pushed you in the water? I don't remember if we had one or not, but let's go to the next video.
I have been practicing a lot of martial arts.
Okay, so this is actually a segment from my third Q&A video, and a lot of you swordlings enjoyed this part, and it is an important part. This is the first time I showed off Dimension Cross Ryubudo Taijutsu, also known as Jingen Krossu Ryubudo Taijutsu. So, it's pretty short, so let's take a quick look here.
And I'm currently developing my own style by combining all the styles in the world. Just for you, my swordlings, I'm gonna show you some of the techniques from my own style. Dimension Cross Ryubudo Taijutsu. Here you see the first technique. My opponent grabs my left wrist with his left hand. With style and precision, I grab his wrist with a circular motion and bring him down. Here you can see it in real time.
Now, some of these techniques I've not been able to show off for many years.
Here you can see the same technique work against a tanto-wielding opponent. This technique will work 100% against an opponent if you practice it hard enough in the dojo. Here you can see it in real time.
So, yes, this has been updated. There's some new stuff to it. Some slight improvements to the technique.
Here you can see the first katana kata of the Dimension Cross.
Kiri Densetsu Kata. As you know from my last video, workout video, I showed off more katana kata in that one. This is my first one, Kiri Densetsu Kata.
Ryubudo Taijutsu style. It's called Kiri Densetsu Kata. If you want to master the katana, you need to study these moves well. These movements combine both offense and defense, so you're basically blocking and attacking at the same time, making your opponent helpless, no matter what weapon he wields.
So yes, that was that. Oh, I almost spoiled the next video. As you see, it is a little rough compared to what I have today. My current style is way stronger and way more efficient. Jordan-san, he can't even touch you with those techniques. Now Joachim has also trained some martial arts back in the day. I'm sure you remember me talking about Joachim also training karate with me when we were young. So he was a good he was good for demonstrations like this, because he knows martial arts. Oh, what could this be, my swordlings? Yes, right here we have another cover song. So let's take a look and listen. Now this music video I was very happy with as well. So let's take a look. This is some swordlings' favorite, actually. I've heard swordlings say that this is one of their favorite videos of mine, which is really nice to hear. So let's take a look, shall we?
The darkest of night falls around my soul, and the hunter within loses control. Gotta let it out, gotta let it out. This demon inside has a hold of me, clenching its power, trying to break free. Gotta let it out, gotta let it out. Gotta let it out, gotta let it out.
Move fast, baby, don't be slow. Step aside, reload, time to go. I can't seem to control all this rage that's inside me. Hold it fast, they've been dancing on this. Branded by fire on the abyss. Red hot temper, I just can't resist all this vengeance inside me. All these thoughts running through my head. I'm on fire, face burning red. Frustration is getting bigger. Bang, bang, bang. Pull my devil trigger. Embrace the darkness that's within me. No hiding in the shadows anymore. When this wickedness consumes me, nothing can save you and there's no way out. I'm a wildfire you won't tame. Not even my temper can put out the flame. There's no way to contain this storm swelling inside me. I'm a bomb you can't defuse. I would just accept you're going to lose. Can't turn.
Now, I want to point out before we continue. Do you see all the different color hues in the video? This is something my brother helped me out. I wanted all the different character designs here to have different hues depending on their personalities. As you see, this one is yellow.
I refuse to hold back anymore.
And this one is blue. This one outside.
These voices inside of my head.
And the last one is red.
In a curtain of red. Frustration is getting bigger. Bang, bang, bang. Pull my devil trigger. When all night dance, it's not over. We ride through to get closer. Like a silver bullet piercing through. I throw myself into you.
Yes, and this cover song was created for the release of Devil May Cry 5. It was actually released right at the release date of the game. Did you know that Ruben Langton lives in Japan, speaks Japanese fluently, and has a Japanese wife? Yes, I do. I have a theory that this cover is a hint that Seth-sama is actually the third son of Sparda, but it's a theory I'm still working on. Well, yes, you should keep working on that. That's very interesting, though. Okay, so that was my last full cover song. Now, this one was a classic. So, what do we have next? Unfortunately, this is the last cover song on this batch of videos that I have. The other ones I have are copyrighted music, so I can't show it on stream. But we have a few other videos to watch, my soul links. So, what could the next ones be? So when I said there was no more cover songs, I didn't actually mean that. There is one more. This is 12 Days of JRPG Christmas that I released on a Christmas, I believe 2 years ago.
On the first day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me Final Fantasy. On the second day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me 2 Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. On the third day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me 3 Kingdom Hearts, 2 Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. On the fourth day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me 4 Chrono Trigger, 3 Kingdom Hearts, 2 Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. On the fifth day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me 5 Xenogears, 4 Chrono Trigger, 3 Kingdom Hearts, 2 Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. On the sixth day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me 6 Vagrant Story, 5 Xenogears, 4 Chrono Trigger, 3 Kingdom Hearts, 2 Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. On the seventh day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me 7 Valkyrie Profile, 6 Vagrant Story, 5 Xenogears, 4 Chrono Trigger, 3 Kingdom Hearts, 2 Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. On the 8th day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me 8 Star Ocean, 7 Valkyrie Profile, 6 Vagrant Story, 5 Xenogears, 4 Chrono Trigger, 3 Kingdom Hearts, 2 Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. On the 9th day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me 9 Saga Series, 8 Star Ocean, 7 Valkyrie Profile, 6 Vagrant Story, 5 Xenogears, 4 Chrono Trigger, 3 Kingdom Hearts, 2 Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. On the 10th day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me 10 Front Mission 3s, 9 Saga Series, 8 Star Ocean, 7 Valkyrie Profile, 6 Vagrant Story, 5 Xenogears, 4 Chrono Trigger, 3 Kingdom Hearts, 2 Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. On the 11th day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me 11 Grandia, 10 Front Mission 3, 9 Saga Series, 8 Star Ocean, 7 Valkyrie Profile, 6 Vagrant Story, 5 Xenogears, 4 Chrono Trigger, 3 Kingdom Hearts, 2 Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. On the 12th day of Christmas, Square Enix gave to me.
This is the Square Enix offices, actually. Just wanted to point that out.
12 Trinity Universe, 11 Grandia, 10 Front Mission 3, 9 Saga Series, 8 Star Ocean, 7 Valkyrie Profile, 6 Vagrant Story, 5 Xenogears, 4 Chrono Trigger, 3 Kingdom Hearts, 2 Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy.
Well, that I believe is the last cover for this batch of videos. I have a few videos left which we need to watch, but so far, wow, I'm impressed with my past self. I have done so many good videos and they still hold up. A lot of them are still very objectively good, holds up still over the years, and some are still really funny. Do you ever do a song with Dave? No. Dave and I, we don't really do music together. He's not a he's not a musician like myself, and he's hard to work with. Back in the day, we tried to make music when we still lived with our parents, and well, we didn't. He didn't really know what to do. He couldn't play an instrument. He can't sing. I think he's tone deaf. So making music with him was very frustrating. So I stopped doing it. I did try though, at least, but I realized, well, there are better people like that I could make music with. By the end of the 12th day of Christmas, Square Enix had generously given to you 12 Final Fantasies, 22 Dragon Quest, 30 Kingdom Hearts, 39 Chrono Triggers, 40 Xenogears, 42 Vagrant Stories, 42 Valkyrie Profiles, 40 Star Oceans, 39 Saga Series, 30 Front Missions 3s, 22 Grandia, and 12 Trinity Universes. Oh, wow. Yes, that is a lot of games. Let's continue. Okay, so this is a bit of a serious video. And I think your shortlist should take whatever's in this video to heart. This one holds up still. I watched this a while ago, so I know this is something that's still very much an issue on the internet and in the West that needs to disappear. So let's see. Take a look, and for those of you who haven't seen this, you could learn from this a lot. So, it's been going on for years now. I never thought it would go this far, but enough is enough. This is a topic that desperately needs to be discussed, but since not a single person has even lifted a finger to do anything about it, I need to do something about this myself. Today I will be talking about the ignorance and dangers of the W slur. Yes. Konnichiwa everyone. This is Chef Sama. I'm sure a lot of you have been exposed to this word already, and I even bet that some of you have been called this word in the past as well. Now, gomen nasai for taking such a long time to get to this topic in a video. I know there's a lot of you fellow Japan fans out there that want me to say something about this, but it's finally time to discuss it on a deeper and more intellectual level. The W slur has two different variants, the original form and the abbreviated form, in which the latter is more common. Yes. It is a word used for offending and harassing people who are fans of Japanese culture and can relate to it, such as Japanese history, anime, manga, video games like JRPGs, folklore, and much more. The W word is commonly used by obtuse Westerners who are jealous that people prefer Japanese culture over their own, and so these people then go out of their way to make those people feel bad about liking Japanese culture in hopes of them losing interest in it. These Westerners are either in denial or have no idea how much Japanese culture will improve the Western society, so they do this in a desperate attempt to save their own inferior culture, which is the way the rest of the world has been indoctrinated to think is the best solution. It's a behavior that has been ingrained in the minds of Westerners, and even showing them proof and evidence of the superiority of Japanese culture won't change their minds. It's true. Weed? No, not weed. That's a fine word. Don't you can use that. That's okay. The other one is just you should not. And don't type the words in chat. I believe I have them blocked. But also you have a chance of getting banned. So we don't take kindly to hate here. Just so you know.
Just look what is currently happening in the world. The Japanese government has handled the current pandemic gracefully by
I miss him a lot.
adopting various professional methods to limit the outbreak. And the population are respecting the new restrictions and rules like they were part of the Code of Bushido itself. Good job, Japan! And let's take a look at the West. I don't think I need to say anything. But there are other things that the Japanese are better at, such as how Japan handles environmental care. Japanese streets are always clean and pristine.
Look.
Because Japanese people don't throw trash on the ground. Even though trash bins are very scarce, they still carry the trash with them until they find one or until they get home. Because throwing trash on the ground is not even a thought that goes through the mind of a Japanese person. But to Westerners, this thought is as common as taking a trip to the toilet. I guess Westerners want to live like this. Anyway, the point is
Yes, it seems like so.
Westerners want to harass these people who prefer a culture that is objectively better than their own. And that is apparently a bad thing? The W word, which started as a feeble attempt to mock people who are fans of Nihon culture, is now becoming a big problem, especially on the internet. It's being used daily without any restraint or guilt on places like Twitter, for example. It's gotten to the point where even the fans themselves has been manipulated into thinking it's okay to use this word. Imagine a scenario where someone has to put up with being called a slur, and then in a lot of cases being forced to use that word to describe themselves because of all the harassment. Of course, your Sef-sama would not sink that low, because I'm not afraid of some Westerners. But this can't go on any longer. It's a harmful and dangerous word that should not be normalized. It's only gonna get worse from this point on, so it's important that you act when you encounter this slur on social media. These people need to be confronted and be told that what they're doing is not okay. And for those of you who are watching this video and use this word frequently, you need to stop right now. This video should have been enough to convince you the dangers of the W slur. Arigato for watching the video, and have a good night, evening, morning, or day.
Yes, I didn't want to say too much in this video because it's an important message that still needs to be acknowledged. People need to talk about it. It's so sad. Well, everything I said in the video is true. There isn't much I can add to this. And this one will be interesting. Now, I believe I have subtitles in this so that you sort of can understand what I'm saying. But in this one, I show off. This is actually for the Japanese swordlings, so that they can enjoy one of my videos. I've always wanted to do a video where I introduce myself to the Japanese people. So, take a listen. This one is very short, but it is important.
こんにちは。日本語のソードリング、セフィロスソード57です。だが、セフ様と呼んでください。あなたは素晴らしい日本人が以前に俺様のことを着て ことがありかもしれません。しかし、当疑問の表に人のために、これは誰ですか？説明させてください。俺様は日本が大好きで、その日本文化です。あなたが今まであった中で、最もの日本の輝き。俺様は YouTuber です。そして、ゲーム開発。よし！レベルアップだ！そしてミュージシャンです。また経験豊富な武道家です。はい。そして日本文化の学者でもあります。お分かりのように、俺様の日本語はとても上手です。俺様は古いプレイステーションのゲームが大好きです。悪魔女ドラクラ X、月下のジャス曲、そしてファイナルファンタジー7、漫画やアニメが大好きです。ジョジョの奇妙な冒険のように。Vtuber も好きです。俺様はの気に入りは、犬神コロネ、指、そして宝生マリンです。そして宇佐田ペコラ、ドドンドドンドンドンペコちゃん。みんな、本当に可愛いアイドルです。西側は日本文化が世界知りあることを理解していません。それで彼らにそれについて全て教えるのは私の義務です。俺様は頑張ります。いや、皆さん、また後で。さようなら。
Yes, so that was my Japanese video, aimed towards my Japanese swordlings. It was just a little introduction video for those swordlings who hadn't seen me, and I think it's a good introduction video in general. Waleka-san, yes, that's Dodon 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 Peko-chan. So yes, there's not much else to add to that. I think you understand that one quite well. I had subtitles on, so it should be good. Now, for this video, this is another video with Joachim. So why don't we take a look, my swordlings? I think this is also a very informative and I think important video in a way. So let's watch.
Hello everyone, Sephiroth Sword 57 here. Today I will be showing you how to cure your depression. I just got home from visiting my good friend Joachim, and a lot of things happened. I will now cut to when my session with Joachim began.
Oh.
This video will be very informative and useful for you who feel the same as Joachim. Enjoy! Well, konnichiwa everyone. I'm Sephiroth Sword 57, but you can call me Sef-sama. Today I am with my good friend Joachim, who has been on the channel before, as you all know. So, Joachim, we have something to address. How have you been?
Been good.
Mm-hmm. And how is work?
You know I don't work right now.
Yes, I know that. But the swordlings don't. Yes, you got laid off. And how is your girlfriend?
We separated and I moved into this apartment.
Yes, you moved out of her apartment. That's right. And you're balding.
I shaved my hair because I've been losing hair for 10 years and I thought it was time to shave it off.
You can see that Joachim is making up some excuses here because he doesn't want to admit the truth. But let's keep going.
But Joachim, let's not beat around the bush now. You are depressed. And I have also suffered from depression in the past. You see, back in 2017, March, a console named the Nintendo Switch came out and ruined the reputation of the PlayStation Vita. The PlayStation Vita was a very awesome and Sugoi console. And the Switch came out and developers stopped developing for it. That was a very tough year for me personally, especially since the PlayStation Vita is such a much better console. So there was other things that happened that year too, like for example the really awful game that won Game of the Year, that Zelda game, won over Persona 5, which was the Game of the Year. That was not a good year. Sortings might remember it as the year where I didn't upload any videos. And now you know why. And just like how I defeated my depression, I'm going to help your depression, Joachim. Okay, so before we begin, I asked my swordlings over on the Sephiroth Sword 57 Discord server, and I asked them if they had any suggestions and any tips to help with someone with depression. Oh, this is a good one to start with. A bowl of oishi Nissin chicken flavored ramen by Vomi-san on the server.
There you are.
Yes, that's a very good one. I personally had a lot of ramen during my year when I was depressed.
I will point out that the Discord server is not available anymore. It was removed. I did a video about that, but it was removed for some reason. I don't know why or how. Even Discord doesn't know, and it's not available anymore.
And it's definitely something that it could absolutely help. As something you can think about later, Joachim. Oh, here is another good one by Ai-chan on the server. Sometimes being there and actively listening to their problems can help someone feel a bit better. Just like what I am doing right now. And the last one from Eritadisu Meganiru-san, who says, play Chrono Trigger together. Now, we have already played Chrono Trigger together back in the day, Joachim. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Yes, so you can probably play Chrono Trigger. Go back. That could be a very good moment for you to replay that classic. So that could something you can think about as well.
Yes, that is a very good. Just play good games that you remember and try to think about other things and enjoy playing games. These are some good suggestions to make yourself feel a little better, but it doesn't solve the issue.
Now, those are some decent suggestions from the swordlings. But I know what the real problem is. Joachim, have you felt any presence of yokai lately?
You mean like Japanese?
Spirits. Yes.
No.
Well, I can feel a lot of negative yokai energy in this apartment. And it's not one of those trickster yokai like a tengu. No, this is some stronger ones. And Those are what is causing your depression, Joachim. So, I am gonna perform a harai ritual to banish the yokai from this apartment. Are you ready to start, Joachim?
Sure.
Well, unbeknownst to you, Joachim, the harai ritual has already started. Ever since I put up this offerda at the beginning, it has started. And I knew it would take 10 minutes for the offerda to power up and release its power. So that's why I went through those questions with you and the sword link suggestions.
Okay, so it's time to do the actual ritual right now, the chanting.
I also prepared some banishing salts, which is a very effective way to get rid of the yokai. This way it will be guaranteed for them to disappear.
And with that, the ritual is over.
There we go. The ritual is finished. And now you have been cured of your depression, Joachim. And the yokai are gone. How are you feeling? You're feeling a lot better now, right?
Yokoso, Ariku-san. Welcome. This is one of my older videos, where I perform a harai ritual to help with a friend's depression.
Arigato for watching, my swordlings. We were able to banish the yokai that have been pestering Joachim for a while now, and he is cured of his depression. There are a lot of information in this video that you can take into consideration when you have depression. I have a video on my channel, my second channel, where I do a ritual, and it's very insightful, so go check it out if you haven't. Anyway, arigato for watching, and have a good night, evening, morning, or day. Sayonara! You too, Joachim. Sayonara!
Yes, so I think I may have gotten a bit of a second-hand depression cure just from watching. Oh, that's good. Well, it can help with your spirits by witnessing a ritual. Although it's not that effective. It's better if you perform it yourself. Do it often to keep the yokai away at all times. I would prefer to do it. I've said it before, but you should do it multiple times a week so that you have, so that you don't have to worry. That's what I do. Well, that was that video. Of course, I wouldn't change anything. This was a moment that can't be replicated very well. And I perform it the way. Now, this video wasn't that long ago, so it definitely holds up. So, what's next then? Ah.
Hello everyone, this is Sephard Sword 57 and welcome back to another video. Now, I am currently working on a bigger video that is gonna be released later. So I thought in the meantime I would have a little story time with your swordlings talking about my past.
This is interesting.
Now, I debated whether I wanted to talk about this or not, because what I'm about to say is part of my black history. It is something that I am a bit ashamed of, but I think it's good information for you swordlings. As I'm sure most of you know, I am a highly trained and skillful martial artist. I have been practicing martial arts for the last 20 years, and I've trained under a lot of different schools and disciplines. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this topic. But even before I started studying martial arts, I was still a naturally born, skillful fighter. I subconsciously already knew a lot of the techniques used in martial arts, such as karate, judo, aikido, and so on.
So yes, with this fact out on the table right now, I do believe there is a theory I have about myself that I could have been a skillful Japanese martial artist in a previous life, and then I got reincarnated to who you see today. Otherwise, how would I know most of these techniques that I'm talking about? Well, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. But let's keep going.
I had also started reading a lot of martial art manga since I discovered Japanese culture the year before. So I learned a lot from those as well. Now, back in those times, I was always carrying my trusty bokken with me at all times. To protect myself, since I didn't actually know any martial arts, and any kind of weapon with me would be very advantageous if I ever got into a fight. And one day when I was walking down the street, I noticed a karate dojo to my right, and I saw a bunch of people practicing the moves through the window. Now, keep in mind, I was a teenager at the time, so I did a lot of mistakes during that era. It is something all of us humans go through at one point. A lot of us do mistakes early on in our lives that we learn from, and they are very important. And this was one of those moments. Of course, I don't do any mistakes like that anymore, since I'm a grown adult and have learned everything that is important. I wasn't part of the dojo, but I decided to enter because I wanted to fight against some strong opponents. But I didn't get any kind of challenge. You see, back then I didn't understand the usefulness of kumite and how much you can learn from it. I treated every encounter as a fight to the death. So, I used every kind of arsenal that I had. Back then, all of my moves consisted of atemi, strikes to the body. I had no experience with throws, strangleholds, or similar, since I hadn't started practicing judo yet.
Yes,
so
that's
I used
right.
every technique that I knew, and after defeating 3 opponents, I was kicked out of the dojo by a very angry sensei there. What I actually did was something very disrespectful, since I treated these kumite, or sparring sessions, like real fights. I used a lot of moves that wouldn't be ethical. Atemi against the solar plexus, to the temple, under the nose, in the eyes, genitals, and under the chin and on the throat, are considered dangerous moves and could kill someone.
Yes.
Like I said before, I was a teenager at the time, so I didn't really understand how disrespectful it was to use these atemi strikes. since they were doing kumite, where you don't actually hurt the opponent. Using objects around you is also part of martial arts, which is why I also used my boken in some situations. And because of that, as I slowly walked out of the dojo, I could hear the other karatekas behind me whispering the word Kensei, which became my nickname from then on. At the time, I looked down on all the people in the dojo, considering them weak and pathetic, which is true in some aspects, but I will get to that a bit later. So I decided to visit more dojos to test my strength, even visiting judo dojos and jiu-jitsu dojos. And the same thing happened at those dojos, and words began to spread about the Kensei visiting dojo with his boken and beating up a bunch of practitioners of martial arts. Because of this, I wasn't allowed inside a lot of different dojos. So instead, I decided to apply to one of them to start practicing there, since that was the only way for me to fight other opponents.
That's
But
right.
unfortunately, that did not go through the way I wanted it to, because the Swedish Karate Association had actually caught wind of my actions, and once they saw my application letter, they refused me and banned me from ever entering any dojo in Sweden. At the time, I was very angry, but it only took a few years for me to understand that what I did wasn't a very good thing. Now, I really disrespected the concept of kumite, because I didn't understand that it was just for practicing and learning new techniques. But I know better now. But there is something I still agree with my 15-year-old self from back then.
This is a problem.
And that is that Western martial art dojos and Western martial art competitions are completely useless, disrespectful, and should be reworked from the ground up. Kumite is very important when practicing in the dojo, but a real martial art competition should not use the concept of kumite. How in the world can a martial artist show their skills when there are restrictions and rules? Martial art competitions have also infected the East. Even during the Olympics, the Japanese were forced to use Western rules for karate. And don't get me started how dojos are in the West. Dojos in the West are just glorified daycares where a bunch of babies and children run around and aren't taught proper martial arts. And that is because the West like to treat underage children like babies. Children won't learn anything in martial arts if you just show them that everything is a cakewalk. Every time I enter a dojo here in the West, I hang my head in shame.
Yes.
Because
It's still true.
it's so pathetic, and it's also very disrespectful to the Japanese. So I totally understand why Japanese people look down on Westerners. There is a good reason for it. That is all I have to share with you swordlings here today. I'm sure this story time with me have been very entertaining and insightful for you. But anyway, look forward to the next video coming out, which will be in a little bit. But until then, have a good night, evening, morning, or day. Sayonara!
But yes, as you can tell, I wanted me to talk there. I didn't want to interrupt because I think all of it is very important. It explains my the issues I have in the past. Some of the part that's part of my kuroriksi that needed, that I think was a good thing I addressed that. But also how awful martial arts is outside of Japan. They ruined it completely. All the martial arts are just watered down and they're boring and they're not useful at all. They make it look like Japanese martial arts isn't useful, but it's only Westerners ruining it. So, That's just how it is. Now I only have a few videos left. I think I have 2 videos left, my swordling. So let's watch those. I don't have much to add to this. These last couple of videos I probably don't have much to add since they're so new. Oh, this one.
Hello there everyone, this is Sephiroth Sword 57, but you can call me Sef-sama. Today's video is a special one. As you all know, I am a big fan of anime, manga, JRPGs and Japanese culture in general. And there is this website on the internet that I know a lot of you swordlings came from. The website is called 4chan. Now, I haven't visited that website myself, but I would like to take a thorough look at it. This video is part of the 7-year anniversary for the channel, so I thought that this would be a good idea for a video. I'm sure you swordlings are excited, so let's get started. And here we are, 4chan, or Chi-chan, or Yon-chan. I actually don't know the name of this website because I haven't been here and this is a blind walkthrough of it. So the pronunciation could be anything for all I know. Anyway, the first thing I notice here is that there's a whole section of Japanese culture right here.
Yes, you can understand why I would be excited for seeing. Look at all these different boards they have of all the different Japanese stuff. It looks like they are actually a fan of Japanese culture and media. But, well, let's keep going.
Well, this is a very good first impression, I would say. And I also see there's a section for video games. But let's start from the beginning by visiting the anime and manga board. And wow, already I can see that there are discussions about RE0, Dragon Ball, and much more. Now I'm getting excited. This is actually reminding me of the good old forum days, where you would go on forums to discuss your interests. I was on a lot of anime and JRPG forums back in the day, so this kind of stuff is familiar to me. So let's start by making a thread. Konnichiwa minasan. I'm Sephiroth Sword 57, but you can call me Sef-sama. What are your favorite anime and manga? Mine is Naruto. I'm looking forward to the replies. Now it seems like you can attach an image to this post, so I'm going to do that. I chose the 5th volume of Naruto because it's my favorite and first cover I ever saw of a manga. And there we go, it's been posted.
I can't believe the replies to this.
Oh, we got a reply. Well, that isn't very nice. What a rude person.
And there are like that on there.
Well, I got a reply to this one. But, okay.
He must have been a One Piece fan.
How do you reply?
No,
okay,
there's no way.
I found out how it works.
An anime and manga fan are fans of all anime and manga and don't look down on any other series. There's no way.
Time to write a reply. And there we go. Let's see what they have to say for themselves now. What is going on? There is another imposter on a different website.
So I do think this is the same guy who did the YouTube channel. I think it's the same person who stole my identity on YouTube a few years back. I'm sure it is.
Trying to be me? Are they really so jealous of my channel that they have to steal my identity? This is not good. Well, this isn't a good start at all. I need to get off of this board because it's filled with people who are trying to steal my identity and my viewers. Let's go back to the home page and find something else. I'm sure that board was just filled with my haters and trolls. Now, I could choose some of the other ones about Japanese culture, but the one that interests me the most is the Vtuber one. But this time I'm going to read other threads before I actually start making one on my own. This is very disappointing. This board is terrible as well. There's too much focus on Western VTubers and a bunch of English ones instead of focusing on HoloLive and good Japanese VTubers instead. They're also very rude, negative, and use a lot of foul and gross words, and they're treating each other like crap. I am not even gonna bother with this one either. Now, unfortunately, the other boards aren't much better in Japanese culture. This is very disappointing. All of you there need to get your act together. Do it now.
Yes.
Or you will lose respect from the people you look up to, like Japanese people. Okay, so let's check out the video game.
Yes, how are they I don't understand what this kind of behavior. How are you supposed to have any discussions on a board? What is the point? How are they supposed to have any kind of discussions on here if all they do is just scream at things at each other without saying anything of value? It's completely it's useless.
They could be better. Here we go. Now, from what I see so far in the threads, it seems to be pretty okay, and they talk about Japanese JRPGs and Japanese games in general. So let's make a thread here as well. Yosh, it's been posted. Now let's wait for some swordlings to reply to the thread. Okay, let's see if we've gotten any replies.
It's very disappointing.
That was not the type of reply I was hoping I would get. Dark Souls is not even a proper JRPG. It doesn't have turn-based battles, it doesn't have experience points, and it doesn't have any cool characters. What kind of freaks are on this website? What is this? What do you mean I violated Global 3 troll posts? Why am I blocked? Am I blocked for just wanting to share my objective opinions? What kind of maniac made all these rules?
Doesn't make sense.
What a garbage website. Well, if that is the case, then I'm not gonna be posting any further on this website. But I am still gonna go and check out the other boards to see what kind of people are on here. I have to say, this has been very disappointing so far. Now, after checking out the video game board some more, I noticed that they only pretty much talk about a bunch of garbage, boring Western games with bad game design, with a few good JRPGs and Japanese games here and there. So once again, we have another board that is just filled with trash posts. So here is my suggestion about the video game boards. So what they need to do is to make a Western video game board for Western games only, so they can talk about their filth on that board, and leave the video game board for JRPGs and Japanese games only. Now that is my feedback for you, 4chan. I hope you take it to heart if you want to improve your website. Comics, cartoon, technology, television, weapons, sports, extreme sport. What are all these useless boards for? This has nothing to do with Japanese culture.
Right?
Why are these on here? Science and math. These are all just nerd stuff. This website so far has been so weird. It doesn't make any sense. And what are these? Random Robot 9001? What are some of these boards? What do they mean? This makes no sense. I am curious what they think of politics though. So let's check this one out. Oh wow. The people on this board reminds me of my uncle who likes to post conspiracy theories on Facebook. Moving on, what else do we have? Fitness could be interesting, but the people posting here are also very strange and make no sense, and they don't even talk about martial arts or real training. What about paranormal? Also complete garbage. They just talk about made up stuff, like ghosts and such, and other made up stories, when they could be talking about yokai. I haven't seen a single thread that has to do with yokai or similar. What an absolutely boring board. Well, I guess we are done here. What kind of website bans you for just having normal conversations with people? Are you just supposed to be rude and disgusting to others to be able to post there?
It seems like
so.
it.
So what are my overall thoughts? Well, it should be very obvious. It's just a place for Westerners to be filthy and pretend that they like Japanese culture. The fact that they're using a Japanese name for their website, as well as having a bunch of boards relating to Japanese culture and media, is disgusting because it's just filled with Westerners. Don't go on this website if you haven't yet. And you swordlings who originated on there, it was probably different 7 years ago, so I don't hold it against you. As long as you don't visit this website these days. 4chan gets a 10 out of 400 using the Dengeki Bunko scoring system. And that is it for this video. If you want to support me, then go and visit the Sephiroth Sword 57 Patreon and become a Super Swordling today. I need to buy a new PlayStation 4 DualShock 4 controller after that Donkey Kong Country mess.
That's right, that video.
If you haven't seen that video, go check it out right now. Your contributions would be very much appreciated. Arigato. Anyway, arigato for watching, and have a good night, evening, morning, or day. Moshi mosh!
So yes, awful website. Why does that one exist? I do know some swordlings come from there, but I have a hard time understanding that. So you get banned for being polite? It seems like it. It seems I haven't been there since. And why would I? Why would I want to go back there? Not after what happened. Just looking at this reminds me how awful it really is over on that website. Gross. Well, we have one more video by Swordlings, and this one is, well, this is a different one. It's a different kind of video than I usually make, and you might When I was a child, I would most of the time play video games. Okay, so let's play from the beginning. Yes, this is this is me as a child. You can see the Sega magazines in the background. I have a 6-button Mega Drive controller and my Sephiroth figure. Konnichiwa, Frigai-san. And Peach-san. Let's watch this. When I was a child, I would most of the time play video games. But when I wasn't playing video games, I would instead be watching TV and go through the channels to see what was on them. And I have this memory of always stumbling across this guy called Bob Ross painting during the afternoon after I had gotten home from school and had my dinner. What? I could never understand what was going on, and it never held my interest for more than a few minutes. Now, let's travel 30 years into the future.
Once again, we're going to thin the paint till it's almost in consistency. Not quite, but almost. Something like so. And with that, then you have to sort of start...
What?
Yes, so it's my review of Bob Ross. Let's check this out, my swordlings. Why does he talk like that? He should have more confidence when he speaks, and try to speak louder so that people can hear what he's saying.
Could you imagine if the Sephiroth Sword 57 show was like that? That wouldn't be very good. But after taking a look at his paintings, it becomes very clear to why this man speaks the way he does and what his personality is like.
As you can see from his paintings, the only thing he paints are trees, rocks, and water. And as he demonstrates here, it's not even that hard to do.
Anyone can do this.
But if you take a closer look at all of his paintings, you can see that he never includes any people in them.
This, my swordlings, is a very typical sign of a hikikomori. Bob Ross is someone who is afraid of other people, and that is why you don't see any people or characters in his drawings.
He is socially awkward and doesn't want to deal with other people, which makes sense why he talks like that. He probably doesn't want to talk, probably doesn't talk very much, so his voice is so low because he never uses it, and would rather be alone all the time. How dull. I do feel sorry for the less fortunate, and you should help them.
But giving them their own TV show is going too far. Come on, guys. You have to get out there and socialize and not hide in your room all day. You don't want to be some kind of weirdo, do you?
Now this mindset of his also affects him as an artist as well. If he just tried, then Bob Ross could be a good artist. But the big problem is that he always gives up before he can paint anything interesting. He just paints the backgrounds and leaves his paintings unfinished.
He doesn't have his own art style, and he never paints anything cool, like katanas or anime characters. But knowing him, he probably doesn't have the confidence or motivation to learn anything new or develop his own style.
Shake him up and just beat the devil out of him.
Look at the mess he made.
He seems weak and is too timid to improve his skills, so he just draws the same thing over and over. And there is no personality in these paintings either. They are completely soulless. Check this out.
That's right.
Look at how much more interesting this is now.
The room he records in is also really depressing, with all the walls painted in black. Living like this can't be good for your mental health. Yes, look, I don't understand why he lives in such a dark place and no windows or anything. It's very strange. How are you supposed to get inspired by this kind of environment? Bob's show was probably intended as a therapy program for people who live in insane asylums.
Look at that. Isn't that a nice little tree? And he lives right here in this brush.
But for some reason, it was made into a TV show and is now popular among Westerners for some reason.
He also has a Twitch streaming channel, but it's really cheap because he only streams episodes of his old show and nothing else.
When I stream, I keep it engaging and interesting.
Right?
A big part of streaming is interacting with your fans and having a good time. This is just...
Yes, he couldn't even do that. I do streams because it's interactable, and I try to put on a show as a host and make it interesting with new ideas and just concepts for streaming. And what does Bob Ross do? He just restreams his stuff on his channel and nothing else? How lazy.
shameless.
Am I experiencing deja vu? What is this bullshit? This is exactly the same as the last episode. It's almost like I'm watching an episode from a different timeline. How am I supposed to stay invested in what's going on when it's the same as the last episode?
Beat the devil out of it.
You've already said that. Why even record more episodes if he isn't creative enough to do something different? They might as well run the same episode over and over again.
Bob Ross is very lucky that he got a show back in the day when people didn't know about cool art like this. If he tried to do his show now,
That's right.
he wouldn't stand a chance against the artists of today. So to sum it all up, Bob Ross is a weak and unmotivated man who lacks confidence and has problems dealing with other people. He keeps painting the same things over and over, and he never goes out of his comfort zone to try something new. Now, let me ask you this. Is that someone who you should be looking up to?
No.
Arigato for watching this video. Have a good night, evening, morning, or day. Bye!
Yes, it is very strange that people are looking up to that man, even though he's not talented. Like I said, there are people on Twitter. There are people who do art as a hobby on Twitter that make better art and more interesting art, more expressive art than he does. Why do people enjoy it? Very strange. Well, my swordlings, that was the end. That was the last video I had to show for today.
There's this new video.
Whoops. Well, let's pause it there. So yes, Bob Ross should have painted more cherry blossom. At least then there would be some different colors, something different to look at. All he did was draw the same thing over and over. So I don't understand. I don't understand I guess the Westerners that look up to him haven't seen any better than that. I guess that's the best thing they've seen. Well, let's jump over to whoa. I'm not here. My swordlings. There we go. And let's turn on the music. There we go. So yes, those were the videos for today. A lot of mangakas have drawn beautiful landscapes as well, and have done it completely in black and white. Yes, see? Oh, well, those were the videos I had prepared. Now, it went on longer than I thought, my shortlings. I thought this would take around 2 hours, a little bit less than 2 hours. We're almost 3 hours in right now. But I do hope that you shortlings enjoyed revisiting those older videos. They are not part of the timeline. I think they all hold up. The older ones, of course, there are some parts there. I think I could add some more information or some more detail, and if I did it today, I would. But other than that, they all hold up. Well, arigato, Araka-san. Well, I enjoyed watching videos with you swordlings too. This was great. Well, I will be wrapping up, but if you have any last questions for me before tomorrow. Tomorrow, by the way, I will be streaming. I will start streaming at 7 p.m. European time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern time. And for Japanese time, that would be 1 p.m. Eastern time. European time 7 p.m., which means it would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Japanese time. I will be doing an outdoor stream, which will be interesting. I have some things planned for that, so I hope you shortlings are ready. But arigato for today's stream and for watching this stream. Chef-sama, do you like the artwork of the great mangaka Inio Asano? Yes, I do. Great stuff. Asano, I think you is it spelled like that? It doesn't. I'm used to the Japanese. Asano Sensei has a different. I believe you said a different kanji for the name. I don't really see that name spelled out with Roman letters that much. Poor Japanese swordlings. Well, there isn't really much I can do about it. But once I move to Japan, the streams will be following the Japanese time, so more Japanese swordlings can watch me. But yes, this has been a good time. Arigato so much for watching, my swordlings, and I will be, I will be streaming more tomorrow, like I said, in the evening. For some of you, it will be after lunchtime. So make sure to stop by. I will be showing you some cool tricks tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. It's gonna be fun. But anyway, I hope that you swordlings have a good night, evening, morning, or day, and I will see you on tomorrow's stream. Moshi mosh!